Welcome to ALR Bronze Season 2, and it is the Italian Grand Prix Round 15 of this first full season of ALR Bronze as well, isn't it? With 22 races, well, it's 21 races this season, and then we're here in the Temple of Speed for the Italian Grand Prix in the home of the Ferrari team as well. Then you can see that the track layout is just in front of us right now. We have 11 turns around this Monza circuit and 3.5 miles long, 5.7 kilometers long, with Barry Keller holding the lap record there for 21 there. Well, that's the official lap record by Formula 1. Lap record by the bronze standard is actually a 21.919, which is held by Amazing Steel. And of course, the all-time lap record is actually held by F1 legend 44. He was the first man to be on pole position for a bronze race, and so it's a bit of a I would say it's quite a nice feeling tonight, isn't it? Really, so this is where it really started for bronze, isn't it? Where we had our first ever race of ALR Bronze in the first season, didn't we? Fantastic, it really was indeed that. And there's even a couple of names that's from that first race that is still racing in this league today. So absolutely splendid stuff, it really is indeed that. And let's quickly go through the drivers and the constructors standing, shall we? Well, Velocity is leading there by 69 points in front of Energetics, who is second at the moment. Third is Newman as well, 99 points behind at Velocity now, almost 100 points. Goodness me, as Velocity is still marching on. He is absolutely incredible this season, isn't he? Mike in fourth position there. He is starting to lose touch on the top three. Fifth position is Nunda. Good season for Nunda. Forza was one of the drivers in the original race last season as well. In sixth position there. Curly Red Ayrton and Hammers has moved up a couple of positions as well. Rembo unfortunately dropped him down to, but she's still in the top 10. Fran's last couple of races have been fantastic. He has jumped right to 11th position. Lovely stuff indeed. Roscoe having some strong performances as well. He is up one position. And also, Diash getting his first points for his ALR career as well. We had a point last time out in Belgium. And the constructors' standings look like this. Williams now have got a 97-point advantage over McLaren in second. Now that is a mammoth mountain to climb, isn't it, for the Williams team? Third position is the Alfa Romeo. In fourth position, we have the Renault team. And then, of course, they're all spread out. And they were Ferrari 9 points behind Renault, but as that Haas has dropped down to 6. AlphaTauri and Mercedes have moved up a position each. And then that means the racing point has been demoted down to 9. And Red Bull then is in 10th position at the moment now. They are looking on. They need to score quite a bit of points. And otherwise, they're going to be the lowest team, lowest points total ever in an ALR championship. So they don't want that. I don't want to break out that record. But if I must, I must. And this potentially might be the fastest race in the ALR history as well tonight. So keep an eye on that one as well. I think it has to be under, I think it's like 35 minutes or something like that, give or take. I forgotten what the number was. I looked at it earlier on today, but unfortunately, it's been a bit of a rough day, hasn't it? Right then, as we are now getting out on the track as well. Bradfield has retired from the session then, as he's unfortunately been given a qualifying ban as well then. As we're just now coming out of the garage as well, and I've got to turn my TV down, good gosh. And so Energetics is the first car out on circuit as well, and gotta say it tonight really should be a celebration, really, shouldn't it? Unfortunately, I'm a bit of a negative Nancy today. I'm usually a positive Pete, but not today, unfortunately, as we've had a rough day. So we're just watching Energetics, and he is coming through Curba Grande then, and accelerating out as well. And car number 9 in the Alfa Romeo as well. Technically, Alfa Romeo are a Italian manufacturer, but of course they are from Switzerland, because they have taken over from the Sauber team, didn't they, at the back end of 2018, which is a shame really, because it's difficult. It's such a shame to see the Sauber name not on the garage doors anymore, is it? Because I quite like Sauber, and I really like their last one of their last liveries as well. It's a really nice livery, wasn't it? The beautiful dark blue with a bit of gold in it as well. So then, in this qualifying session, what is the aim of this first qualifying session? We're aiming to lose the 5 slowest drivers in this first part of qualifying, as we're watching Energetics then coming over the Ascari chicane and down the back straight as well into the parabolic. And with Bradfield out of qualifying, we're aiming to lose 4 cars, but of course that Ascari chicane can catch out the unwary candidate. So keep your eyes peeled then for that chicane, as we might have a couple of people skating off it. DRS DRS zones. There's 2 DRS zones around here on the start finish straight there. As Energetics is absolutely beautifully modelling right now. As you can see, look at that, touching 215 miles an hour then as he gets down into the first chicane as well. Second DRS zone is around the Ascari chicane, just building up to the Ascari chicane, going under the old banking of this Italian Grand Prix, which I've got to say, the old banking now looks so scary, doesn't it? It's basically vertical, isn't it, really? So it'll be interesting to see what a modern Formula 1 car can do around there these days. But is it Energetics there? Go on the gravel there. Of course, that catches out the unwary, doesn't it? We usually see a lot of Formula 1 cars drift out there, and we have seen that as well over the past 2 days. Last night was all about the rain, wasn't it, for the silver? And goodness me, Energetics there almost crashed at the second Lesmo, and that wouldn't have been too good there for Energetics. And he is very much on the pressure cooker now, isn't he? Energetics is, with only 8 rounds to go. He's 69 points away from Velocity, and I've got to say, Velocity is it's been unstoppable this season, hasn't he? We was talking about German and how amazing he has been over the last 5 or 6 races, but Velocity got his first win in a bronze, didn't he, in the Spanish Grand Prix, and I think that really transformed him, because since that Spanish Grand Prix, he's only not finished on the podium twice. So think about that. That's incredible, isn't it, to say the least. And since that Spanish Grand Prix, absolutely just shows why he's in fine Vettel at the moment, doesn't he? Energetics invalidated this time, so he is going to have to, unfortunately, go around again. Then we have got Maz coming over the line, and he's done a 20.507 at the moment, and in the racing point, a lovely stuff indeed then. But Velocity, as we've already just mentioned, he's not finished on the podium only twice since winning his first race of his career back in Spain as well, and he's really marching on, isn't he, to the title there. Remember, Bo, who's in the top 10 at the moment, and can she stay there? She's had some very unlucky performances this season. Of course, one of them does, you always bring it up there, is the Dutch Grand Prix then. Curly Red is second fast at the moment in the racing point as well. Lovely jubbly. And so just taking a look who else out there. We've got Nunda. Of course, Nunda had a cracking race last time. Of course, that was his best race result, wasn't he? He's been on pole position, Nunda, this season. But I've got to say, that last race was a complete race drive, wasn't it? It was a Williams 1-2. I think the Haas team really started off that trend, and then Williams have kind of jumped on the trend. And then, of course, we had the Renault team also getting a 1-2 on Sunday as well. Good stuff indeed there from the Gold guys. It was really good stuff indeed for Mr. Elite and for Emerson as well. As Emerson needed that win, of course, because he potentially might be missing in the Singapore Grand Prix coming up this Sunday then. Nunda second at Monaz, once again a Williams 1-2. It's becoming quite a familiar sight, isn't it, in bronze at the moment. There's Energetics that is still out there, but he's had another problem then, because it looks like he's invalidated again, Energetics has. So this is the third by the chair now as he blocks up the inside front as well. Third time's a charm. Them stereograms, it looks like he's followed his teammate there. He's followed his teammate's lead, I should say, as he's unfortunately invalidated his time as well. Going through the Ascari chicane as well, not run out too wide for us. Lovely over the shoulder shot as well. He has got Ferrari's hopes and dreams on his shoulder, along with Brandon as well then, as he is coming into the Parabolica as well then, and then he accelerates out and doesn't go too wide, does he? There used to be a gravel trap on the outside. There's been a lot of circuit modifications over the years down here, hasn't there? Of course, one of the biggest modifications was back in 2001 when they got rid of the double chicane, and now it's just a single chicane, isn't it? As I've gone all the way around the wrong way there, haven't I? His Energetics there is in the Ascari chicane, and once again he's validated again. Energetics out, so this is not a good start to qualifying at all. Right then, let's quickly go through the comments then. Ayrton, hello Sean, love you. Hello Ayrton, I hope you're well there. Stereogram, hello from Stereogram. Ayal, hello ladies. It sounds like that old wrestler, if anyone remembers Val Venus. Hello ladies, that guy. I still remember that kind of stuff. We got Mike saying, I'm going to crash again. Then we got Wilson saying, evening, good luck, bronze guys. Hope it chucks it down for you like it did for us last night there. Wilson feeling a bit, I got to say, I wonder if he is feeling a bit fragile after that race last night. But once again, Wilson getting driver of the day. I think that was his 4th driver of the day of his career last night, and that is the most in any full-time silver driver as well. So good stuff indeed there from Wilson. He's an incredible driver this year, Wilson. It's absolutely fantastic. There's been so many good drives, hasn't there, in silver and bronze, really, hasn't there? And I think the second season has been a good been a good indication of that as well. Comparing them to their first seasons and the second season is absolutely splendid. It really is. Here comes Camera Racer now. Camera Racer, they're going a bit wide in the second chicane as well, coming into the first Lesmo. We have got as we've got there. Well, when you're done explaining, can we ready up then? Yes, we can. then, as I think I'm a bit behind on that. And we've also got Energetic say, what's happening to you, Sean? You sound a bit sick. I am Charles, I'm always sick, really. I could say it in a couple of ways. That I am I would say I'm sick on this game, but I'm really not. I'm not even sick on FIFA. But there you go. As camera racer there is coming down the back straight into the Parabolica as well. As we got Gordo saying, hello everyone. We've got AL saying, clear weather. What a beautiful day then. And of course, you too would love that, won't they? Because they sung a beautiful day as well, which I've got to say, oh my goodness me, Gunnar is in the wall, and that's quite a hefty smash as well from Gunnar. He is out of qualifying. Brandon has just thrown himself into the 19s too there. Incredible stuff indeed there. Gunnar out of qualifying. Remember, he made a guest appearance last night in silver. Well, unfortunately, his appearance here in bronze tonight has not lasted too long. He is out of qualifying, and that is a big blow. Now we have our looks like we have our final row. Unfortunately, Steve has gone at 12 fast at the moment, and his Energetics then is going through the polystyrene as well. So Brandon, looks like they're just waiting for each other there. Oh, that's nice of him, isn't it? Here comes Diashi coming down the back straight as well. Fantastic drive from Diashi last time out in Belgium. Now he got 10th finish there, his first points of his ALR career, and he really had to he really worked for that point as well, didn't he? It was such a race of attrition once in the Belgian Grand Prix. Really good stuff indeed there from Diashi as he comes across the line, and he goes into 10th position. He's into the top 10. Well, lovely stuff indeed then. Just watching see that he was just finished the top 10 stereogram. Oh, I thought he was going a bit deeper into the first chicane, but no, he isn't. Here comes Newman, cut across the line, and he goes full fast as well. Lovely jubbly. Stereogram into the first Lesmo as well, lovely. As just going into the second Lesmo as well, and just taking a quick look there as well. We have got Jake Wilson, oh dear, Bradfield. We've also got Gunnar saying, evening everyone, but I don't think Gunnar's going to be a very cheery soul now, is he? I'm a couple of minutes behind. Chazza then, I think, hashtag Team Nunda, good stuff indeed there. Nunda is on fire, isn't he? I've got to say. Him and Ayrton are at the moment my drivers of the season, but perhaps, maybe Nunda is actually starting to tip that over the edge there, because he is he's so incredible this season, Nunda is, isn't he? I can't really find the right words to describe his amazing season this season. It's been brilliant, it really has for Nunda. So yep, absolutely fantastic. Here comes Stereogram. He has done a 22 at the moment, and velocity behind him has just gone into the 18s. So the first man to break into the 18s then in this bronze qualifying session here tonight as well. We've already lost 2 cars in this session. One of them was Bradfield, but Gunnar also in the hedge as well, unfortunately. Time for the fast, guys. Yay there from Serious Worship, Jake Wilson. Can't wait for this week to be over. I hate this track, and I think he's on about the Singapore race. And of course, we go from the shortest race in terms of time to the longest race in terms of time next week. Gold, silver and bronze, the race are going to be nudging on about 55 minutes to an hour, and that is without a safety car, without rain or virtual safety cars as well, or any other delays there. So yes, I hope you packed your cookies for next week, because it is going to be a long slog. Here comes Roscoe through the first Lesmo indeed then. Brilliant stuff indeed then, as Nunda saying, Brandon is a rocket today. Lovely stuff indeed there. Gunnar too fast for bronze. Hashtag from Serious Motion. That is going to be trending, I feel. We have also got Nunda saying Gunnar for promotion as well. Bailey Smith, qualifying train foreman, afternoon shot. Hello, Bailey. As Nuna saying velocity just proving his point. And Gunnar saying I'm in a grand form. Sean got my crash out of the way in qualifying. And yep, as long as you got yourself sorted, ready for the race, then Gunnar, that's all that matters. Nunda is very happy with my comments as well. As I've just broke Ayrton. I'm really sorry there, Ayrton, but you should prove me wrong, my good man. Of course, there I'm a man that is not easily impressed, Ayrton, as you know. But I feel that I do feel that Ayrton and Nunda are 2 of the biggest rising stars in ALR in the league today, and fantastic stuff indeed there. Farfar, who hasn't spoke to me yet, so I think I've upset Farf, probably by banter in FIFA last night, perhaps. Who knows? Or perhaps he just doesn't want to speak to me, which I kind of understand, because he has to listen to me for 2 hours non-stop, and I think that's enough for anyone, isn't it, really? Mike coming into the second chicane as well, the 2-time Grand Prix winner this season as well, Mike is, and I think I got to throw Mike in the hat as well for most improved driver. I've got to say that all these guys should be in that hat, shouldn't they? Goodness me, I hope you've got a big head. We've got Gunnar saying my pit crew are ready for another 9 stops next week then. Serious Merchant saying that top 10 today, Gunnar, come on lad there. And as Nuna saying, good for you, have the Red Bull team with you, Gunnar. So of course Red with their pit stops there. Another fast pit stop by Red Bull on Alex Albon, didn't he? In the Portuguese Grand Prix over the weekend as well. And I quite like the Portuguese Grand Prix circuit. It was actually alright, wasn't it? Bailey Smith flying the Welsh flag as well. 3 Welsh, 7th, 8th and 9th as well. That is Hammers, Curly and Red Bull in the top 10. Lovely stuff indeed. Just over 5 minutes to go in this session as well. And here comes Mike there. He pops himself into the 19th as well. When I looked up, I thought that was a 16 at first, and I was really going to I was going to be an absolute awe and shock of that. Red Bull is back out on circuit as well, but she's 2 seconds down. Roscoe is touring back to the pits as well in the drop zone as it stands at the moment. And with just under 5 minutes to go, we have Energetics there, who's really needs to get a time on the board, doesn't he? We have also got Steve, who's also should be much harder than that. And of course, Steve is a reserve driver, isn't he, for bronze, but he is a very experienced campaigner, I should say. And then we've got Stereogram as well, who's broken to the 21s now as well, with Bradfield and Gunnar, who's on the back row as well. So of course this is a full grid for the first time this week as well. Good stuff indeed there from the bronze guys. Lovely stuff. Hats off to him indeed then. I've got me shirt in Porsche Chargers on tonight as well, because it is a big occasion there, of course, there. As this last time we was here in bronze there, it was the first ever race in bronze, as well. And of course, so really good stuff indeed. Of course, the last we've already mentioned there, Amazing Steel then, who was driving the Alfa Romeo last season, got pole position, and of course it was F1 Legend 44 who got the race win, wasn't it? Unfortunately, those two drivers are not a part of ALR anymore, are they? And Velocity was a part of that race, so was Energetics as well, and Forza. Here comes Camera Racer. He is 13th at the moment as well then, as he's now flying into the Parabolica as well then, and accelerating out as well then. Let's see what he can do. He's gone wide then, but he's still within track limits, and so McLaren is touring back to the pits as well. And as Camera Racer goes 7th fast as well. Lovely jubbly indeed. Diashi is starting us up then. We've also got Maz out on the circuit as well. Mike is retired from the session then, and we've also got Steve, who looks like might be a bit concerned there from Steve, as he is still in the pits. And we do have 3 minutes to go in this qualifying session as well. Let me adjust my headpiece then, my toupee. Of course, if I had a toupee, I probably wouldn't have chosen ginger. Actually, I probably would have, really, because I think it's a lovely colour. It's Moroccan sunset, isn't it? Or autumn dawn. Here comes Velocity. He is only 14th fast at the moment. Velocity is. Is there a bit of sandbagging going on in Velocity? Is he Velocity in Energetics? Has he? Diashi is out at the second as well. That is not good at all. And look at this, Rob Board is out of this chicane now. The second left, but yeah, Diashi out in the war. He is out of qualifying then. He is on the cusp at the moment now. He is still technically in qualifying at the moment, but of course he has to get it back to the pits, and that's a big blow indeed then. As I was going back to Energetics, and I wonder if Energetics has got some sandbags that he's borrowed from the Mercedes team then, as he seems to not be on song at the moment. Energetics doesn't. Mars is into qualifying 3 at the moment then, but he's just displaced Diachi then, who is out of qualifying. Stereogram and Steve are still not in qualifying just yet, and so I can't get me headpiece working. There we go. Hopefully, it's because I've got it on the wrong way actually. Oh gosh, never mind. It's too late now. Yeah, like usually I have the cable on the other side of me, so that's why I feel weird. Steve there, almost straight line the first Leswell there. He hasn't got much time to get himself sorted though, has he? So we've just got Sarah Mercer saying strawberry blonde short. Yes, or strawberry blonde. I forgot about strawberry blonde actually. That used to be my first go-to. But yeah, I do quite like Moroccan sunset or autumn dawn there. We just Steve there just trying to warm up those tires. He's on an outlap at the moment now, of course, Steve at the moment. And I think the Maz is going to be very concerned then, albeit he is 6 seconds up, but he's I think he's found a shortcut or 3, hasn't he, on this lap, so he's going to have to go round again then, isn't he? Energetic said he is still out on circuit then, and he is still down in 14th position then, which I gotta say is perilously close to the relegation zone, because I think Steve can go quicker. And watch out for Stereogram as well, because I feel that he might give his teammates some cause for concern as well then. Aue going out. I hope I'll stay at 16th there from Diashi there, but I feel that hopefully I think that Steve might be able to get a time in here, and of course, so Diashi, what a shame then, he's out of qualifying now. We've also got Veloz saying can't hook it up at all at the moment then, but albeit he is he's fast at the moment, and he's the only man in the 18s, and so Velocity must be doing something right there. Energetics is struggling as well. He is at the moment now. He's down in 14th position then, of course, the man who is closest to Velocity in the championship, and Newman, who is at 4th at the moment now, but of course Newman is not known for his qualifying pace. He is more more known for his race pace, isn't he, Newman is? Remember, he won 3 in a row, didn't he, at the middle point of the season as well. We're on board Steed and lovely with the shoulder shot from the Mercedes driver as well, as he is standing in here tonight as well. And look at this, as he was just getting a cheeky slipstream, I think, off, I think it was an Alfa Romeo, wasn't it? It was indeed, it was Energetics, who was down in 15th, but Maz might be sweating the most then, as Roscoe has left the session there. Hopefully he'll come back in a minute then, because Roscoe is, got to say, up there, doing a very good job indeed then. Aue saying, yep, I'm feeling the same velocity. It's do the same velocity, it's not a joke anymore as well, as velocity there. Saying he's struggling, but as I said, he's the only man into the 18s, isn't he? Velocity is at the moment. Maz retired from the session as Steve goes. In the 20s there, but that is not enough at the moment there for Steve, is it? So has he got one more run left in his tank then? Let's find out as well there. Velocity is saying he's backing out of Ascari so much there, and Steve is out of qualifying. That is a big blow indeed. And I think Stereogram is also going to be out as well, as he's invalidated this time. So we know our 5 drivers that are going to be taking the walk of shame at this first part of qualifying, and they're going to be putting their feet up, aren't they? Which is a bit unfortunate as well. Rempo just popped herself into 2nd position then, 6 tenths of a second up on her previous time as well. And there's Sarah Graham coming across line, just complete his lap, but yeah, so I feel that Sarah Graham in 18th position, then Steve in 17th position. I'm not sure, did Steve get the most out of the car then? I'm wondering how much time he had to prepare for this session perhaps then, but either way, that'll be very disappointing for Steve then. And I'm not sure about the weather tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow later on, remember what I said with Granty? I was suggesting that Granty having the qualifying 2 ban on Sunday might not be such a bad might not be such a bad thing then, but it really was, wasn't it? Because he got a non-score, didn't he, on the weekend? And that was a big shame as well. And that's a huge blow to his championship aspirations to become a triple world champion there. So he's got a lot of work to do. He's got a lot of work to do now, hasn't he, Grant Yaz, if he wants to reclaim his world championship title then, with only 7 races to go. That's still quite a lot of points on the table, isn't it? See, that comes across the line as he finishes off his lap as well. As a Gooner saying, oh, the shame of it all. As but as I think he was just taking the mick out of my walk of shame analogy just a minute ago as well. So that's in the qualifying one. Then let's just run through the guys that are out qualifying. Then Diashi in 16th position. Then Steve in 17th position. Stereogram in 18th position. Then Bradfield in 19th, and Gooner in 20th position as well. As unfortunately he met his end in qualifying at the Ascari chicane as well. He won't be the first. He won't be the last either. If anyone remembers the 1995 race, there was a couple of really high-profile incidents at the Ascari chicane, wasn't there? One of them was, of course, my hero, David Coulthard, who decided to spin off on the formation lap, which really wasn't the most sensible thing to do in the world, was it? But I think he had a failure, didn't he? Well, that's what I tell myself anyway. And then, of course, in the race itself, we had to have a restart thing because Andrea Montemini and I think there was a footwork in there as well, wasn't it? Max Papis, and I'm sure we had another Pacific in there as well. It was a bit of a scrap heap, wasn't it? At the beginning of 95, and luckily that let David Coulthard take his pole position back again. But that didn't do him much good because he had a wheel bearing failure, didn't he, in the race, in the second restart anyway. So really, that was definitely not Coulthard's day, was it, in the Italian Grand Prix 95? It wasn't Ferrari's day either, was it? As both, I think that there was a very unusual issue with Ferrari, wasn't it? With I think it wasn't Gerhard Berger's. No, I think it was Gerhard Berger's camera that fell off and went into Jean Lacey's front suspension. I think it was the way around actually, wasn't it? It was Jean Lacey's camera hit Berger's front suspension and he retired. And then we had Lacey, who came in the pits there, and he also had a wheel failure as well, as if I remember correctly, which I don't think I do, to be honest. I haven't watched it for a while. But and then in the end, it was Johnny Herbert there who won his 2nd race of 3 career wins there for Johnny Herbert. Fantastic, wasn't it? I remember Johnny Herbert was to be one of the greatest, wasn't he? Until he had that awful shunt there, didn't he? At Brands Hatch in 1988 or 89. It was a violent shunt, wasn't it? And a lot of people said he was never the same driver since then, was he? Let's just quickly confirm then. Gooner out, Bradfield out, Stereogram, Steve and Diashi all out of qualifying then. We're now going into qualifying 2 in just a jiffy as well then. As we just had Maz there saying that just scraped through, I have no pace here. We've also got Nunda saying, remember why so close to Energetics? Jokes there for Nunda. We've got British sort of, remember that steward that died in the 2001 race. Yeah, I think it was 2000. Wasn't it 2000 where the two Jordans came to blows? Wasn't it? It was Frentzen who went into Trulli, then Barrichello and Coulthard got involved as well, and then Pedro da Rosa just steamed into the back of someone else, didn't he? It was a Valo chum, wasn't it, in 2001? No, sorry, 2000. It was awful, wasn't it? And then unfortunately, a couple of races later, we had another Marshall die, didn't we? And of course, remember, Marshalls are the unsung heroes of a Grand Prix weekend, aren't they? They're volunteers, aren't they? At the end of the day, they do not get paid to put their lives in the hands of these professional drivers, do they? So yeah, they do deserve an awful amount of credit, don't they? Really, and of course, that was an awful time, wasn't it? Really, back in 2000 and 2001. As every time someone comments, I lose the where I am on me comments then. As just taking a look down there as well, as Becca saying, Redbo saying it's all about the mental games there, and Velocity saying I'm not wrong no as well. And of course we've got a couple of banter going on as well. Mike is asking, what is this qualifying 2 session then in Italy? We've also got Serious Rush saying Gunnar will win if it snows, maybe. I gotta say, I'm not sure about a lot of things in life, but I'm almost 100% sure that we ain't going to get the snow tires out then. Mike saying he hasn't been in qualifying 2 for a very long time, so hopefully he can really build on the momentum. He's had a bit of a difficult last couple of races, hasn't he? We've also got that. Oh, as Bailey has just has really thrown a curveball in a spatter into the works, hasn't it? Really thrown a curveball in the old dodgeball world, hasn't he? Rain in 5 minutes then. So whoever's in the pits then, I think that either they don't believe in the weather gods, or perhaps then that they know something that we don't, or maybe they're just be doing a bit of tinkering there in the garage. I'm not sure what they're tinkering about though. Perhaps they're deciding on what tires to start the race on, which of course you have to decide in this qualifying session. If it's a dry race, then you must start on the tires which you set your fastest time on. I lost that. I didn't say that anything about that information in qualifying 2 last night, did I? Until I can't remember. Someone reminded me, didn't they? Which was very lucky. Oh, it's Velocity has gone skating off in the first chicane there, and that is not good at all for Velocity then, so he'd have to have another lap on these medium tyres then, so that is not good at all. Red Bull are on board with her in the Haas, and she is breaking down into the first breaking point of the chicane, and navigating through very nicely indeed then. As Total P's morning, hello Total P's, I hope you're having a lovely day there. As Total P's of course is one of the top 3 drivers in gold at the moment there, isn't he? Fantastic stuff indeed. Then we've got yellow flags that are fluttering in the first Lesmo as well. Rembo might be concerned, and Brandon is out of qualifying. I thought he was out. I've seen a yellow flag in the second Lesbo and I got very concerned, but no, Brandon's out of qualifying then, and I think that's a qualifying 2 ban if I'm not very much mistaken. I should have really read the parish notices really. I read them last night, so I'm so happy with myself. Normally I don't read them, but I did on that occasion. Look at this car park in front of Rembo, goodness me then, and there's a car right in front of us, and that is who is that? I think that's Velocity if I'm not very much mistaken. Newman is out of qualifying as well, and I think Newman is also in the pits as well then. But yeah, there's Rembo's invalidator time. I'm wondering if that was down to the traffic jam behind her, in front of her and behind her. She's right in the middle now. Remember, our qualifying sessions in both gold and silver have been very politely I've been gone very politely, haven't they? I got to say, I'm really impressed. And Mike comes across the line. He goes fast, and he's on a 19.7, and he is straight on the soft tyres. And Mike is in the McLaren. Lovely stuff indeed. Then, of course, we had a big shunt with the McLaren this time last season, didn't we? Of course, it was Forza going into the barrier just on the left-hand side there, wasn't it? When him and Maz, I think, was having a good old joust, wasn't it? Ayrton goes third fastest then, as he is the slowest of the time runner so far, but he is on the medium compound tyres then. We got an Alpha Tauri in the background. I think that's Sean Hammers, and Sean Hammers' form has been absolutely insane, hasn't it? It really has. Since he's returned, he's finished in all 3 races. Fantastic stuff indeed. And he's in 2 of those 3 races. He's been on the podium. He's been third position in the last 2 races in the Belgian and Hungarian Grand Prix. And those are 2 completely different circuits there. So Sean Hammers has come back and really, it's really just gone it. Look at car bonnet straight from the get-go. Lovely stuff indeed. There, as Serious Motion saying, well, that ruined a run. Then Noonda saying saying so many people, my goodness, put me off my lap then, as Farf is telling me off because I need to do my homework as penalties. As I gotta say though, I do need a English degree to read Farf's reviews out, because goodness me, I think it's more for bedtime reading really, isn't it? Gosh, they're so long, aren't they? But I gotta say, I quite like that personally. I like it when you go into a lot of detail on the race reviews there, and it shows that Farf is actually like watching the race as well, as because I sometimes think that of course Dan of Silver probably goes to sleep then, as I thought that Sean Hammers, I thought was going straight into the back of that racing point then. Yeah, I think that sometimes Dan probably goes to sleep really, doesn't he, in the Silver, because he probably just shuts off, doesn't he? As Sean Hammers comes across the line, he is 5th fast at the moment then. I gotta say, someone said rain in 5 minutes, but there's not a cloud in the sky at the moment, is there? It's absolutely a beautiful day out there. It's really lovely indeed there, isn't it? I might have to take my shirt off and go for a sunbathe out there, which is not a good idea there, because of course I haven't got any factor 50 at the moment then, because it's winter time, isn't it? We just got Velocity then, who is just on an outlaw moment. Nunda has just emerged out of the pits as well. Roscoe into the parabolica. Roscoe also back in the session as well. Let's see what he can do then as he comes out of the final quarter, and away we go then. As Farf is saying, don't blame me, it's Bronze's fault then. We've also got Gunnar saying moans about it. He says he likes it. Coming down into turn 1 as well. As you can see then in the chicane and accelerating that, Roscoe has said, this will be Roscoe's 6th Grand Prix in bronze now, and I think he has finished in every single race he's participated in, which is a great achievement, and he has 2 8th positions at the moment, and he probably should have got a lot higher in Silverstone, but unfortunately him and Velocity came to blows, didn't they? Velocity, he didn't realise that Farf was on the inside. Mike has retired from the session. He is fairly happy with his qualifying 2's work. Anyway, I was going to say his day's work, but his day is far from done, isn't it, Mike is? Roscoe then probably should have and could have and should have got a much better position there in the British Grand Prix. Let's see what he can do here tonight then. Coming out then into the Ascara chicane as well. He's done a 53 in the second intermediate split time, but that is a very greedy, and there's also fireworks going on in the background as well. I think that there's a fairground literally just out of the road from me as well, which I've got to say brings it back to my earlier. I think there's been a lot of 80s stuff going on with Tina Turner and I think there's and what's Whitney Houston as well. I love all those classics, don't I? But anyway, enough about my appalling song choice. We need to be talking about this man here. It is camera race of the sole remaining Red Bull in this qualifying session, as the other Red Bull, unfortunately, of Gunnar, we haven't seen much of him. The only thing we did of him was he was plastered across the wall, unfortunately, but hopefully he'll have a much better race, because that is where you get the points, as in the race, isn't it? Red Bull, of course, this is their second bite of the cherry as well. Energetics has had a problem, and that's one who's that? That's Maz is off as well, and Energetics said he's struggled in this qualifying session. He is out of the qualifying as well. He is 10 for the moment then, and that's a big blow indeed. We've had 3 retirements in this session then, calls Newman and Brandon qualifying bans, but Energetics is a mistake from the man who was second at the World Championship, and that is a big blow indeed. And this is once again then Velocity is now just he's going to be probably grinning from ear to ear now. He's going to be like a Cheshire cat in that Williams, as we were just watching his teammate Nunda, who is coming out in the parabolica as well, not running too wide then. Let's see what he can do. He's in 4th, 5th position now. Nunda, fantastic. And who's that's Red Bull then, who is also visiting the scenery as well. Roscoe then, of course, there is now a gaping hole then the size of Energetics for someone to sneak themselves into qualifying 3 now. Who will it be then? Energetics is now out. Whatever happens then, that is incredible. Really is indeed then. As Farfair has given Gunnar a bit of a warning there, hasn't he? So I think that Gunnar was not in trouble actually in the last race. I think the Gunnar's been got to say a man who's not been in the headlines much this season, has he? So he's been a very well behaved young man, hasn't he? Gunnar, good stuff indeed. Then just watching RD Weeden, who is just trying to warm up those medium tires. There's 6 minutes to go in this session then, and so one of the Renaults potentially could get through as well. But that is a massive talking point in this qualifying session. Is the man who is second in the World Championship. The man has been on pole position 5 times this season in bronze, and his whole career he's been on pole position 9 times. He would love to get that 10th pole position, but oh my goodness me, and Artie Wee has gone off as I think he was trying to warm up his tyres, and he's in the wall. He's in the wall there, Artie Wee has said. Can he get himself back into the pits there? Change that nose cone with 5 minutes to go in this session. No, I don't think Artie Wee is going to be too impressed with me, because I've just caught probably not his final moment in Formula 1 as well, as we just said, Sarah Smasher said, stop qualifying, Red Bull taking in a pole position there. She's fastest for qualifying too. Lovely stuff indeed then. Ayrton's back out on circuit as well at the moment there, and I'm very much out of breath. We're only in qualifying. Goodness me, it's this shirt you see is a bit tight around the old lungs area as well, as I think I've put on a bit of weight over the lockdown. Or I can't even. Oh goodness me, it's a curly red there. Is going straight into the wall there? That would have definitely woke him up, wouldn't it? I can't even blame lockdown really, because it's just because I'm a greedy mare. We're just watching Curly then, who's 3 tenths of a second off there, so I think he's going to have to go round again then. Curly is. I wonder if he might come back in, as he might be safer. I think he should be safer, but it does depend on track evolution. On board versus he comes into the parabolic as well. Energetic said, I've already gave up then. Toby is too quick. Becca Jones saying, one could only wish there, as of course she's currently fast among. Ayrton is currently back in the pits. We have also got Nunda saying, times are so close. Indeed they are, aren't they? It's a whisker, isn't it? I was saying that maybe Curly might be safer and might not throw a set of soft tires on, but maybe I am definitely counting my chickens before they hatch then. And I certainly am indeed. I usually do that in the world of Formula 1, don't I? And there's a Renault coming out of the pits as well. It's Artie Wee then, who needs to get a time on the board, doesn't he? He's down in 15th position at the moment, but if he can oh, then it's Roscoe. Roscoe coming out of the pits as well then. As I think Artie Wee might have been coming in the pits there. I have no idea what's going on then. Nunda saying it might rain in a qualifying 3. Becca has also said it's going to rain as well. Goodness me, guys. And I got to say then, you're getting me very much excited there. And I'm really on the edge of my seat now. And we're just watching Roscoe then, who is on the soft tyres there. Mazda retired from the session as well. With Energetics out qualifying then. It is an open goal for someone. Who is going to sneak into qualifying 3 then? Energetics, and of course he's feeling a bit despondent in the old comments there, with Velocity being absolutely mammothly quick at the moment. He is second in the timesheets at the moment. Rembo is on the soft tyres, of course, there, but Velocity on the medium tyres there is looking very impressive indeed then, isn't he? And of course he'll be going for his 5th Grand Prix win. Him and German's careers in the bronze and silver are almost parallel at this stage. It's lovely, isn't it? I've got to say, it feels like I'm commentating on an extension from silver at the moment there. Is Velocity and the German, I got to say, have been absolutely mega this season. They really have indeed. Then they deserve every achievement, every applaudit that they receive. Then they've been fantastic, haven't they? In a grid that is so strong with talent as well. We're just watching Roscoe there on the back straight. He's starting his lap as well. You can see that very long pit exit there. Of course, you cannot go over that white line, because you will I think you'll get awarded, and then you'll get a 5-second stop and go penalty there, which I've got to say is a very cheap penalty as well. Ayrton's retired from the session then. That might be a risky manoeuvre there, especially with Camera Racer, who's also in the top 10 as well. And Camera Racer might also appear at the garage as well, so Ayrton might be a bit sweaty there. And goodness me, I'm getting a bit sweaty, because look up in the sky. I was not only about a couple of minutes ago, I was talking about how beautiful the sky was and how much of a beautiful day it was here in Monza. But look at those clouds, and the rain is on the horizon then. And that is going to be very interesting for qualifying 3. I hope it comes in between the period between qualifying 2 and 3, so we get a whole qualifying session. We do not want like a qualifying session where it's going to be finished after the first run, so we want a couple of runs there, don't we? And on the intermediate tyres there, almost certainly you do get you get a lot more track action, because you just go round and round. It's not about the condition of the tyres. It's not about what fuel you got in the car. It's about confidence above anything else, isn't it? Camera Racer's retired from the session as well, and that I think, is he going to be out qualifying? He is out qualifying. Roscoe goes fast as well. Rembo is already thinking about the qualifying 2 there, of qualifying 3, but looks like she's on the intermediate tyres already then. We got Curly, who is out on in 5th position. He is on the medium compound tires as well. So I'm wondering if this might be a bit of a glory run there from Curly Red, because everyone else is finished on. This is the end of qualifying 2. Bit of a damp squib qualifying 2, hasn't it? But we do know who is starting on what tires then for the race then, which is absolutely splendid stuff indeed then. RDW hasn't come back out on circuit, and unfortunately then, and I feel that RDW, if he did come back out on circuit, he would have got into 12th position there at the very least. So that might be a bit of a blow there from RDW perhaps then, as higher up the grid you go, be much better then. So Energetics is 12th on the grid then. I feel that do not count out Energetics just yet. Of course he has got I think he's got 5 wins in his bronze career, hasn't he? No, he hasn't. He's got 4 wins in his bronze career, hasn't he? Energetics has. So do not count out the former race winner by any stretch of the imagination. That is definitely not indeed then. And oh goodness me then. There's Nunda saying could be pole number 2 then, quite good in the rain then. Yes, Nunda got my favourite ever pole position in bronze. He had pole position at the Spanish Grand Prix. It was similar to the Nürburgring qualifying, was it? Whereas last man across the line, but Nunda absolutely judged the conditions, absolute perfection there. It's like Rubens Barrichello in his prime. Remember, Barrichello was amazing at those wet weather conditions there, and it was definitely what Nunda did as well. Judged it to perfection there, I've got to say. I think he was a bit like Mystic Meg there in Spain. Fantastic. Might be pole number 2. He's quite confident in the rain then as well. We got Gav. Michael can turn his misfortune around in this GP. Mike is back at the sharp end as well. It's great to see. Can he run a very poor run of results there from Mike, hasn't he? Remember the first 5 races there, he was absolutely flying, wasn't he? He hasn't scored a point since Austria. It's been a bit of a downturn in fortune, hasn't it, where the 2 McLarens came to blow in Austria as well, as they were making their best remaking the epic race of '99, but unfortunately I don't think neither McLaren got on the podium, did they, in Austria, unfortunately, which was disappointing indeed, wasn't it, really? But nevertheless, but nevertheless, then of course, hopefully, then Mike can put that to one side and get himself back in the points. Then we have also got Becca Jones saying, "Nunda, I'm expecting big spins from you in qualifying 3." Then we've got Gav Edge supporting Michael. Great stuff indeed. Nunda saying, "Don't put extra pressure on me." Then we have also got Gavin saying, "Gunnar in qualifying 3. Well done, lovely jubbly indeed." Then we quickly go through the classification from qualifying 2. RDW then, I think he missed the trick there, but not coming out on track and just getting a time, and he would have been 12th. Then Newman in 13th, Brandon in no, he isn't. Newman 14th, Brandon 13th, Energetics 12th, Camera Racer in 11th position. Then the top 10, everyone's on the medium tires apart from 4 drivers, then, so that's just under half. Roscoe, Rentbo, Mike and Curly all on the soft compound tires as we are getting ready for qualifying 3 in just a jiffy as well. Then as I just take a quick look back down the comments as well. Mike saying that he used the qualifying grid, said, "Come on, shortage was proven." Then as Nunda saying, "I'll take it back." Yeah. So to be honest, I can't remember. I don't really see that. I don't read the race reports, don't you? So that completely went over my head then. But still, I did think it was a fantastic lap, nonetheless, there for Nunda there. So I'm not taking anything away from you, Nunda. But there you go. There we've also got there Serious Merchant saying Newman's always great in the race, Peso, and we've also got Nunda saying, "Good luck all." LH44, oh, hello there. And Gouda saying, "No, I set Ayrton in qualifying 3. I didn't set a time, Sean." No, it's out the pit there comes forward. Like, oh my goodness me, that's a very rude for a racer point out. I think that was Mars there chopping off the nose cone of Forza, and I'm sure them two came to blows in the last race as well around here. So is that a sign of things to come then? History can repeat itself, isn't it? It's a very funny old thing, time is, isn't it? Right then, as they're all out of the pits now, then they are rushed out the pits then because there's a lot of clouds gathering then for this final part qualifying for the Italian Grand Prix then here in the bronze area. This is where it all started, and this is where it all begins again as well. And at this moment in time then we have Velocity, who is currently head and shoulders above the rest of the championship, but it's so and then it's like Energetics and Newman, and it's so nip and tuck there for the rest of the field downwards as well. Of course, Mike does have a nice buffer to 4th and 5th, which Nunda is in 5th position at this moment in time then. Rembo is the first car in this queue of traffic, and so she is not going for the slipstream. You see in the background that Velocity is keeping an eye on Rembo. I'm wondering if Velocity might be trying to drop back slightly then, and so we can get a cheeky little slipstream then perhaps from Rembo. This is going to get very interesting. Remember the calamity in qualifying 2019 there, where the only person that got a time in the final run was actually I was going to say Roberto Carlos for some reason. I don't know why that was. Carlos Sainz there. I kind of got the one name right anyway. Yep, Carlos Sainz got one time running, and I think he improved his position by 1 or 2 grid slots there. Good stuff indeed there. Newman is saying Michael for Paul. Lovely stuff indeed there. We've got John Bobbs as well there with a tongue and a I think that's a, what is that? I don't know, I'm not very good with my emojis then, but I'm going to say that that's a strawberry. I do love a strawberry as well. I got to say, I really loved fruit corners there. That was oh my gosh, it's raining! It is raining then, so it's one and done then. Rembo's already invalidated her time, and that is going to be put her on the back foot then. Mike is not out of the pitch yet either, as we are now then into the second chicane as well. The brake disc is going. Oh my gosh, Velocity has had a problem there as well. Oh goodness gracious me, and this is not good at all then. Maz, it might be the first man across the line to get pole position. I should say the first driver, goodness me then, as I might be in a bit of trouble after that comment. Says we're coming through the second Lesmo as well, and yeah, so it's going to be the first driver across the line that might get pole position in this one then, and it is Maz at the moment who's leading this queue then, with Velocity invalidating his time then, as we're on board. They're going through the Ascara chicane as well. Maz does not want to invalidate his time now, does he? He has the perfect track conditions, doesn't he? It is absolutely it is very much a pressure cooker, isn't it, for these drivers. He is coming down the back straight. He also has a bit of slipstream as well into the parabolica then, and out of it now. Look at the raindrops. He's gone wide, and Mazda on the final corner there has invalidated his time. Oh my gosh, Nunda then, of course, remember he got pole position in the Spanish Grand Prix. You have Ayrton there. I think it's going to be the first race. He's on pole position. Ayrton is. Nunda is on pole position there. Sean Hammers is second, and Nunda is going for his second pole position of his career. Oh goodness me, fantastic. What about Roscoe? Roscoe is second. He's on the front row of the grid then. This is fantastic, isn't it? What about Curtin then? Oh, he's taking a couple of bunch of cherry. Look how gingerly he is coming out of the parabolica. Yellow flag in sector 1 then, and Curtin comes across the line. What a grid that is. I'm loving this then. Now then, is the intermediate tyre going to be quicker, or is it going to be the dry tyres? And Mike is coming out a bit too late there, isn't he? So he hasn't got the best of the track conditions, has he, in the McLaren team then? And Sarah's must say, what about you for the top 3 there, Newman? And John Bob saying, what's this then? This is Formula 1, my good man there. Of course, it's Formula 1 2020, which is which is a part of the ALR, league kind of thing, and that's a really poor description then, but there you go. But yeah, it's of course a racing league on Formula 1 2020. Then we have 3 divisions there: gold, silver, and bronze. Then Newman saying it's going to be tough match there. We've also got Serious Person saying Maz wants to be me, same car, same helmet. I've also got Emerson saying, come on, Ayrton there, as he is second. He's fourth on the grid. DRS has been disabled then, and Rempo's back out there straight away. She's invalidated her time as she is back in the garage as well. Oh dear there. So I think it's a golden opportunity for the drivers there to really get really a runner. Isn't on the established guard, but it's Nunda there going for a second pole position moment. Here comes Michael. What can Mike do next? He comes over the grid hatch as well, and he's about to start us up then. And he is now coming up into the chicane, because look at how wet the track is already. He is breaking down just before the 100-meter board. Usually it's just before the 50-meter board. He's overshot the first chicane as well as he bumps over the curbs there. He's on the grass there. That is a lot of time lost then, isn't it, for Mike? It's the intermediate tyres for sure now, isn't it? But there's a lot of drivers still on slick tyres, and so I was wrong last night, remember, when I said it might be the wet tyres, but that was completely hogwash. It really was indeed, wasn't it? Nuda saying, woo, is it too early to celebrate? I'm not sure if it is at the moment, but unless the rain dries up, then as Mike is really struggling on those soft tyres. Rempo has gone on the intermediate tyres as well. Forza still on soft tyres. Velocity and Maz also on the soft dry tyres as well. As Becca said, well, I completely messed that one up then. Serious Mushroom says, oh, Becca. And we've also got Ayrton, oh my god, as he is in fourth position and then back on board with Mike then. And look at how tough those track conditions are as well. Oh, goodness me then, I almost had to put the old, thought I had to put on the old profanity buzzer there. As just watching Mike then, look at those raindrops there, they falling on his head there. And look at this, and the car just doesn't want to go, does it? And I think everyone on the dry tyres is back in the pits. Rembo's on the intermediate tyres there. So can Nunda go for his second pole position of his career as well? And this time it is a bona fide pole position as well. Albeit I still thought it was a great judge there for Nunda. Albeit if he did use the qualifying glitch there. Mike there looks like he's Bambi on ice there, doesn't he? But he's going to complete his lap nonetheless. Anyway, comes across the line. Look like he's done a 40 then, and that is just how slippery as well. Rembo is on board of her now, and she's on those intermediate tyres then. As we got Favre saying that velocity nearly been there. As Ayrton is retired from the session, he is happy to put his feet up there and just enjoy the rest of his day. Well, there were 5 minutes anyway, so look how greasy that track surface is as well. Goodness me, I got to say that I hope everyone's got a grip out there. Well, they must have to throw on those intermediate tyres there as well. Much to say, good job Sam's not here, Becca. We have also got John Bob saying, why is this orange car driving wonky for? I think it's because it's a rather it's a wet track, my good man there. We've also got Ayrton saying, I'm scared of being up so far. I've got a nosebleed there. I hope you're scared of heights, Ayrton. But fourth position, what a fantastic qualifying performance as well. I feel that there's going to be a lot of drivers out there that's going to be feeling like they have thrown away an opportunity here in this qualifying session. But we've got Roscoe and Nunda. What a front row that is. I'm loving it, and I don't think anyone is going to get quicker than those within the times that have reset already. Mike might be under a bit of pressure for that sixth position there. Sean Hammers and Ayrton, row 2. Yellow flag there for Mike then. As we got Curly Red and Mike on the third row as well. We got 4 cars who hasn't set time just yet then. So we're keeping an eye on those guys as well then. And gosh, it's a very bad idea wearing a shirt then, as I can actually see more sweat patches. And it's only been the first 2 qualifying spots as well then. We're on board then with Red Bull then. As you can see, look at it, it's completely night and day now, isn't it? Look, the track condition was completely dry, wasn't it? And now it's wet. Look at it, go for the first Lesbo there. Lesbo there as not very good at all there for Red Bull. Into the second Lesbo, and oh goodness me, then getting on the curb as well, almost swapping ends and going into the barrier then. Now going under those trees, and that's where the rain hangs as well, isn't it? So it's going to be difficult to dry around that part of the circle, isn't it? Rembo into the Ascari chicane as well then, hugging a bit of the inside curve then. That's the AstroTurf as well, straight line the Ascari chicane as much as possible, not as much steering input there, and now down the back straight as well, no DRS anymore then. And now can Rembo snatch that 5th position, that 6th position away from Mike, who's in 6th position at the moment. And Forza has gone off then, and oh goodness me, and Forza come back on at circuit as well, out of the final turn, out of the parabolica then for Rembo. She is in at 6th position then, so Mike is going to have to come back on track and have another bite of the cherry, isn't he? On board with Mazda, come through Curva Grande then, and now accelerates away then. Of course, it's very much more perilous, isn't it, in the wet conditions as well. As we're just watching, then we got Nuna saying, this time I won't mess up my race from Paul. I hope that as a far fairer goes. A very good encouragement there from the lead admin of Bronze there. I bet you will. Oh, yeah, you will. Good stuff there from Far. On board then with Mazda in the second Lesmo now as well. They're running the car out not too wide then, just enough to keep it in track limits as well then. Of course, this is the second part of the race where the circuit where you get DRS, and not here tonight then. Mike is back out on circuit as well then. So then we got the front 5 rows, I think, are locked down now. So who is going to get 6th? Who is going to get 7th? And below then, we got to find that out then. Now then, lovely shot here from Mazda as he is now on the back straight as well, coming into the parabolica as well. Wilson saying, I think you've got it, Nunda, as also having a clap emoji as well then. Yep, good stuff indeed there for Nunda there. Of course, once again then, he was feeling confident in the pre-qualifying free, and goodness me, he delivered that. It's an all racing point, 3rd row at the moment. It's Curly Red, and it's Mazda. Rembo's dropped down into 7th position, back on board with Rembo then. She is 7th at the moment, but we need to keep an eye on the championship leader. Here's a Velocity. Where's he going to finish? He is 7th fast at the moment. Rembo Rembo coming across the line. Rembo stays 8th position there. What about Forza? Forza is 9th then. And to me then the track conditions are getting worse and worse, aren't they? So I think that the longer this session goes on, the slower the cars are going to get there. But there might be a lot of drivers and have probably got a lot of fuel on board then. On board Marsden. Well, he hasn't. He's almost out of fuel then. What about Velocity then? Velocity looks like he is fueled for another run. So on board with the championship leader now, Velocity, as he is going to be in the carbon fibre zone going into turn 1 then. The chicane of turn 1 on the first lap that I am going to it's going to be very interesting indeed then. So as much as saying that real pole position for Nunda this time. GG Gunnar saying congrats Nunda, but yeah, Nunda is very much on cloud 9 then, as it's another pole position there for the Williams team as well. I normally shouldn't really count my chickens before they hatch, but the rain conditions are absolutely appalling, and and believe it or not, that'll be Williams' 5th pole position this season. They've been absolutely mega, haven't they? Really good stuff indeed then from the Williams team. Fantastic stuff. That'll be 3 pole positions for Velocity, 2 pole positions there for Nunda then. So that just underlines how great Nunda has been this season. Fantastic, hasn't he? Velocity is invalidated this time now. Now I don't think he's got enough time now to have another bite of cherry either. So Velocity, Velocity is going to be in 7th position then on the grid there. Maz is coasting back to the pits while Curly was trying to, I wonder if he was just having a bit of fun at that, but Curly's in 5th position there. Velocity comes across the line then, and I think that he's carried on then, so Velocity could have another bite then as well of the cherry then, but I don't think Rembo can. She is coming back in the pits. Forza's back in the pits. Well, what about Mike? He is 6 seconds up then in the second intermediate split time now. There's a lot of time being found for Mike ALR. His first time was very slippery as well. He's gone wide. It is scary. Is that going to be painful? No, it's not. He carries on then as well then, because I think that the game probably felt that he was going to be a bit wide then. Is Serious Motion there is loving that Williams start there. Yeah, 5th pole position there for Williams tonight then. 3 for Velocity, 2 for Nunda. Congratulations there for Nunda. And of course Nunda, can he build on another podium here tonight as well? Mike goes into 7th fastest, and that is a great time there from Mike there. And once again there, Mike showing his credentials here in bronze. Fantastic drive, and he is at 7th on the grid then as well. Velocity is 3/10 of a second up. That is in the ballpark of Mike in the second intermediate split zone then, up into Ascari as well then. Let's see what he does there as well. Oh, he's invalidated Velocity outside, so Velocity, and he's in the wall. Oh gosh there, and he defies gravity as well. Lovely jubbly. And that is the end of qualifying 3. And you can see there that we have got 5 drivers on the softs, 5 drivers on the medium tyres, and it is Nunda who is going to be doing that rain dance, isn't he? Because he's on pole position for the 2nd time of his career, and we've already mentioned there with a bit of banter there. That's his first proper pole position then, but doesn't matter to me. Pole position is a pole position in my opinion. Now, if you start on first, you're pole. Right then, so good stuff indeed there for Nunda. He just conditioning perfection there. Roscoe's best performance in 2nd position. Sean Hammers has finished third in the last 3 races. Can he, to be honest, I reckon he's got a good chance of a race win here today. Ayrton, a very good position as well, in 4th, the highest of his ALR career. And Curly Red in 5th position as well. The intermediate runners, Mars in 6th. Mike with a monstrous lap in 7th position there. Velocity in 8th position there. Rembo in 9th, and 10th position is 4. So that is your top 10 as we get ready for the race itself then. So Mike is saying it's a Christmas miracle then, and Mike is also happy that he has completed the full qualifying session as well. We got a hashtag trend in there. Nunda is too good for bronze then. We've also got Formula Geo saying it's a Christmas miracle as well. Lovely stuff indeed then. Or hashtag Gunnar too fast for bronze then. Great stuff. Hey, keep your comments coming in, guys. I absolutely love it there. Gav saying great lap at the right time for Nunda. Well done. Yeah, he was that was perfect, wasn't it? So well done to Nunda. Your second pole position of your career then, and now can he have a much better race he did in Spain? I think in Spain he is I don't think he finished in the points that Nunda did, so hopefully I aren't upsetting with that start there. He did finish race, but he was outside the points unfortunately. So can Nunda there get in the points this time around then? Right then, the final countdown is on then before we start the race itself, and who is going to celebrate on the best podium of the season and possibly, or is it Mexico? I've got to say I quite like this podium then, so that for me means it is the best podium. Right then, we're on the formation lap as well. We've got the tyre graphic up on the left hand side then, so we've got 20 cars then. Fantastic effort from Bronze again then, as we've got a full grid the first time in this the full time in the two Prix in the free Italian Grand Prix this week. So hats off to Bronze, lovely stuff indeed. That Farford's really got all of you really whipped into shape. Then haven't you? As Serious Munch saying, good luck, good luck. All show us how it's done. Then Formula Moment saying hashtag commentator's curse. If Nunda is going to bottle it, commentator's curse is a is a Unda reverse card. Right then, pole position then is Nunda's second pole position of his career. He's on the medium tires as well. It's not the preferred race tyre. I feel it is at this stage, but of course I change my mind as the race progresses. Roscoe is second, and brilliant performance there from Roscoe, and his highest grid slot of his career. Then same with Sean Hammers in third position then, and surely Sean Hammers there is going to be fancying his chance, and he's been on the podium in the last two races as well. Ayrton very high up, then he already said he's got a nosebleed so high up in fourth. He's on medium tyres as well. Curly Red on fifth position on soft tyres. Watch him fly going down. It's a long run into the first chicane. Then Mars in sixth position. He's on medium tyres, and all pink for row 3. Mike, what a drive in what a qualifying performance in seventh position. Really good stuff indeed. Then falls back in the session. Then Velocity, the championship leader, is in 8th position, a 69 point advantage so far. I gotta say then that days like this is why he's got a such a high championship, why he's built up that championship lead, because anything can happen in ALR, and it usually does, doesn't it? So Velocity there, of course, the rain came at the wrong time for him then, and unfortunately that's why he's down in 8th position there. And also he made 2 mistakes in qualifying, didn't he? But he has a championship buffer, so not too much pressure is on the championship leader. 4th and 10th position then, hopefully gets back in his car then. Outside the points, outside the top 10, this is where the guys can choose whatever tyres they want there. Medium tyres for Camera Racer. Energetics, the man who is second in the World Championship, is 12th. 13th position is Brandon, also on medium tyres. Newman on the hard tyres, the only man on the hard tyres in 14th. Artie Wee in 15th position then on the medium tyres. D. Ashley in 16th position. Steve down in 17th, and Stereogram is 18th, and 19th is Bradfield, and 20th is Gunnar. All of them in the 16th to 20th is on the soft tyres. So we're on board with Gunnar then. Of course, he is my second favourite Irishman after Ed Sheeran then. Let's see what he can do from 20th on the grid. What can Nunda do from his second career pole position? And he's just come off the back of an incredible performance in Belgium. Can he follow up with a race win as well? 27 laps around the temple of speed. It is the Italian Grand Prix, and it's coming up now. And here we go, then the lights are on, and we are going Monza, and it is... Oh, it's not yet. All right, then. Let me get up the graphic then, just so I can sound. Now, here we go then, and it is going Monza. And let's lights out, and away we go, and it's Roscoe who's had a cracking start, and he's already alongside, he's already passed Nunda, and takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix, and Sean Hamilton alongside Roscoe as well, alongside Nunda, they've got him very deep, oh gosh, it's a terrible start, oh my gosh, it's a horrific start here in Monza, and oh dear, and that's Mike involved as well, into the pole start for the pole sitter once again then, and he has dropped right down the order, and Mike has also dropped down as well, and this is not good at all, is it? And look at this, as Steve and Mike there side by side coming through Curva Grande. Ayrton has dropped down into third position then, and Newman is up into fourth. Oh, and Nuda's gone off the circle as well. He's having a nightmare start here in this Italian Grand Prix. Newman is up into fourth position. What a start there. We thought Kimi Räikkönen start in Portugal on Sunday was fantastic. What Newman has done the same thing, or even Barry's all over the back of Ayrton. Wow, incredible stuff indeed. He's cut up to a sky. Roscoe leads there. Flores has rejoined the session. He's on the inside of Ayrton. Ayrton has run wide there. He is going to lose momentum then as well. So Ayrton is struggling there. He's on his back foot then with Mars there all over the back, and Velocity is also up 6th position as well. Oh, fantastic stuff indeed. Then as we come down into the parabolica, Mars is on the inside of Ayrton. Ayrton had to drive out, had to turn out the parabolica. There's contact between the champion and Ayrton. Ayrton has gone wide as well then as we come through the complete lap 1. Then Roscoe leads in second position. Is a Curry third position is Newman as well. Fantastic start, and we're on board with the World Championship leader at the moment then, as we go down into turn number 1 as well. Yellow flags that is Stereogram. Oh my goodness, we Stereogram in Brandon there, bumping wheels, banging wheels, and going over the curbs as well. Steve is retired from the session then, as he's had some major issues there in the background in the Mercedes. He is out of the race as well. Roscoe is leading a very strong start to Roscoe then, and brilliant stuff indeed there. Curly in second position, but Newman up into third position. He's on the hard tires as well, Newman is, and so he's definitely got a bit between his teeth as well. Going back down a further back, and then here's Stereogram then, and we've got Mike then, who hasn't got no damage then after that start there, as he's into the first Let's Mow as well. Then here's past Gooner as well, and look at this, and he's also going right underneath the rear ring of Stereogram as well. Stereogram up into 10th position. Look at these cars, they're all over the back of Stereogram, and look at this, and is Stereogram, is he defending, and he's gone on the inside. Oh my gosh, and now Velocity is up into 4th position as well. He is almost on the podium, and oh my goodness me, oh, that is contact there as RDW, and RDW has got into Gooner as well. It's a messy Ascara chicane now. He's coming back on the track as well. Oh gosh. Anyway, let's calm it down, shall we? Roscoe leads at the moment there. He has got up in position as well. DRS has been enabled there. Curly Red is second. He's got up 3 positions. Newman of 11 positions. Fantastic start to this race then. Velocity in 4th position. 5th position is Mars, but Ayrton is all over the back of him like a bad suit then. And as you can see, Mars is going on the inside and Ayrton on the outside as well. Look at the carnage in the background as well. We'll come back to the position changes in a minute. Rambo in 7th position as well. Then we've got Camera Brandon in 9th position, Mike in 10th position as well, Gooner in 11th position. Then we've got 12th position is Bradfield, Stereogram in 13th, Energetics in 14th. We've got a car off the circuit there in the foreground. That's Diashi there as RDW comes in the pits. Well, I think RDW might be a bit unhappy about what happened there in the Ascaris game. We're on board with Velocity then, who's having a 4th position there, but I think we'd be quite surprised to see Newman right up in the 3rd then. Incredible stuff then as going through the second Let's Mow as well. Mars in a 5th position. Ayrton we're on board with now. He's in 6th position. Then they're just taking a look down the race as well. Camaro is in 8th position there with Brandon in 9th at the moment. Then. And I have got a good old swell as well. The pole sitter and Sean Hammers down in 15th and 16th at the moment there. As they are going to be very disappointed then, as Stereogram has got passed by his teammate as well. As Energetics has now moved himself back up into 13th position there. And goodness me, I've fully lost it up, and now Stereogram is side by side, and we've also got Sean Hammers as well, and Sean Hammers there squeezed in through the Alpha and Male pair, and goodness me, and I've got to say, oh my gosh, and that's a spin into the Parabolica. Oh, it's messy, and Sean Hammers there in 16th position there, and that is not good at all. So Mike is also dropping down the order as well. He's in the pits, and I've got to say that this has been a pretty I got to say the driving in the opening couple of laps here in Monza have been pretty interesting to say the least, hasn't it? Newman is still in 3rd position. Velocity in 4th. We got Brandon there, who's just got past Camera Racer, now up into 8th position. Then Camaro has dropped down into 9th, coming through Kerber Grandi then, and Sean Hammers there is just got past the Ashy as well. What an action-packed opening a couple of laps, and Nunda there is on the outside then, and of course Nunda there once again having a great pole position there, but I hope I didn't jinx him there. And look at it's Stereogram there hopping over the curbs there, has forced a damage his wing. He has indeed there, as a Stereogram there as no goodness me there, he's damage the Ferrari, and that's not good at all there for Force, isn't it? Who I think was also involved in the first corner shenanigans as well, down into turn 1. Then of course turn 1 is a very difficult corner, isn't it? Roscoe still leads this race at the moment, looking very strong at the moment in the Bronze League, isn't he? Fantastic stuff there from Roscoe. Remember in Silverstone he probably could have and should have been very high up, but here tonight then doing a very good job indeed. Maz is now all over the back of Ayrton, because Ayrton's got up into 5th position. Lovely stuff indeed. Ayrton on medium tires, and so is Maz as well. That rain affected qualifying session has been has really thrown a curveball into this race, hasn't it? Lovely stuff indeed. I'll get you comments in a minute, guys. Then it's been an epic start to this race. And running on lap 5, I don't think I could already use a drink, a stiff drink as well. Yellow flag in 3 then. Oh, Mazda, goodness me there, is overtaking Ayrton there, slamming the door shut there on Ayrton, and he is through then and up into 6th position. Rembo on the soft tires as well. Then of course she's got Ayrton right in her sights then as well. Then as she is right underneath the rear wing as well. Forza and Stereogram both in the pit set, and coming through Curva Grandi into the second chicane as well. Ayrton almost went to the back of Mazda. Rembo getting a bit greedy on the curves there, and she has got a 3-second penalty for her troubles as well. Velocity is still putting pressure on it. Newman at the moment then, who is on the hard tires, of course, and Newman be very happy with his race result at the moment there. He is dropping back though, but he is on the hard tires, isn't he? But he potentially could be leading this race when the strategy plays out then. But of course, well, I say that, but just I say that, Velocity passes Newman and he is now up in the third there. Velocity felt like he was on the back foot there, wasn't he, in qualifying? Well, now he's in third position there. He's on the medium tyres as well. And Ayrton is off the circuit. And oh, goodness me, then what's happened there? I seen someone side by side of Ayrton. He is out of the Italian Grand Prix. And we got a safety car as well. I'm not sure if was it Rempo then? I am not too sure, but Rempo was quite close. And Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty for speeding in the pits as well. And Roscoe coming in the pits and he's going on the hard tyres. And this is a change of strategy then because the safety car is out. Of course, you lose less time when the safety car is out, don't you? So Curly Red has gone onto the medium tyres. There's a lot of strategies involved here. I'll be interested to hear what happened to Ayrton then. If it wasn't Rempo, I apologise. I'm just putting two and two together and coming up with 24. Now then, she's changing the nose cone as well then. And she's put on the medium tyres then, and she is coming back out then, and you can see, look at how much time she's losing, but she's still in the top 10 then, and just in front of and that's both Mercedes out of the race and the Euro Status race as well. So it's a nightmare race there for the Mercedes team, isn't it? And too much curb and messes up then. So I apologise to Rempo there. There's me pointing the finger, but it was Ayrton's fault, and I should have been pointing my finger in his direction then. What a shame for Ayrton though. Of course, he was having a cracking race, wasn't he? And cracking qualifying performance, really judged the conditions to perfection, like Nunda, like Sean Hammers, like Roscoe, and like Curly Red as well. But the race there, just the Ascara chicane there, and that is such a shame then, isn't it, for Ayrton then. So there's Mershon Gunnar in the points. Get in there, lad, there. Gunnar's now in 12th position, but he has just come in the pits then. Formula Geo saying it always will be Jake the Slayer then. Commentators curses rear there from Formula Moments. It really is. I do apologise. I'm so sorry. Just saying, look, Dave Cummings saying that Steve was chosen to reserve over me and he retires in the pits on that lap 1 then. That's a bit unfortunate. We didn't see what happened to Steve, did we? But both Mercedes out of the race there before we've even completed 6 laps, and Bradfield's got a 3-second penalty, which that's quite a cheap 3-second penalty, isn't it? Under the safety car. Right then, who hasn't come to the pits? So the top 4 aren't coming to the pits, and they're on the medium tyres, and everyone apart from Newman, who's on the hard tyre then. Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty, but he's on the hard tyres as well. We've got medium tyres for Curly, hard tyres for Camaro Racer. Excuse me, sorry. Gunnar had to double stack there from Jake Wilson was saying, and so that's why Gunnar's dropped all the way down to top position, while Camaro Racer and Gunnar were quite close on the track, weren't they? Well, this is a good opportunity there to actually take a look to see the position changes on Newman there. As I mentioned there, I think Kimi Räikkönen's great start in Portugal. Well, that was equalled by Newman. He was in 4th position after the opening lap. Fantastic stuff there for Newman. He is up 12th position. Bradfield is up 11 positions as well. Good stuff indeed there. Of course, Ayrton out of the race, and he's dropped down 15 positions there. Forza's dropping down 8 positions as well. Sean Hammers then, who of course was we got a severe collision with Diashi and RDW, as they got Diashi's got a 5-second penalty for that as well, so that's not good at all. Bradfield up 11 position, and Nunda also down 10 position in the pole sits there. So after the opening rounds of that, I think the Sean Hammers will be quite happy to be back up to 4th position then, after he was kind of staring to the abyss then. But they've got to run away with this now, haven't they? As they've really got to, as Ayrton's left the session now, he's going to be absolutely disgruntled, that, isn't he, Ayrton? What a shame then. So that's 2 Mercedes out of the race then, already in this race, unfortunately. So yeah, the top 4 have got to really start to stretch out a lead over Roscoe and Co behind, because they've all stopped. The front 4 haven't then, so they've really got to make hay whilst the sun is shining then. Bernd Mailander is out on circuit as well. Hopefully, I'm wondering if he'll come in this lap or the next lap then, as it's going to get very, very interesting indeed then, as they're just trying to warm up those tyres then as well. And oh gosh, I got a I just got a message as well, but let's leave that for now as well. That's why I should never watch on my phone then. But don't worry, it's just from work, so I'll ignore that for the next hour. Right then, we got 20 laps to go then in the Italian Grand Prix. 18 cars remain then, and we still got Forza, who is trying to catch up behind at the moment. He is on the hard tire, so he is going for an extra long stint then. Safety cars in the end of this lap, and that's not what Forza wants then, and that's a late call there from race control as well then. As now we're on board then, and let's see what he can do then as he comes out of the final turn, and we are going to be back racing. Then Velocity then is controlling the pace, and he has let the hammer go, or has he? No, he hasn't, because the safety car is too close. And look at this, and now we are go, are we? Yes, we are go here in Italy. And here we go then. So there's going to be a lot of slipstream. Then Rembo's up 2 positions already. Then Newman is all over the back of Velocity, and oh my goodness me, then he is swerved down, and they're side by side. Oh, Velocity is knocking him off the circuit. Oh my goodness me, he's gone over the curb set as well. He's got a 5-second penalty. So, oh goodness me, and there is Deborah in the background as well, and as Velocity and Newman getting a bit too close for comfort there. Roscoe has dropped down into a 6th position as well. Oh my goodness me, and I'm wondering if Velocity didn't give him enough space then, or was Newman not entitled to be there? I'll leave it up to you guys in the comments and say hop over the curb set. Newman needs him. Velocity a second, as we got a 3-second penalty, as someone's in the gravel in the background as well, but they're all carrying on there as good stuff, and another action-packed race indeed. Incredible stuff. Now then, Canada Velocity would like to get by Newman as quickly as possible. Won't he? Rembo is all over the back of Brandon as well. Brandon is on the hard tires. Rembo's gone to the medium tires there. Energetics has passed the actually. Remember, Energetics is well down in 16th position at the moment, and isn't he is second in the World Championship as it stands at the moment. Will he be second at the close of play as it stands at the moment? Well, look at that in a minute then, because before I do, we got to look at this one here, and it is Velocity against Newman, and Newman will, if he wins this race, and he'll still be behind Energetics, even if Energetics don't score, because there's a 30-point gap between them two. Then, as Mike has got past 2 cars in the Parabolica by the looks, they're fantastic. There's a Q behind Stereogram. Then Velocity is now all over the back of Newman. Then it's Newman going to defend. Then there's Velocity. Look at that, they're maxing out. Then RDW has got a 5-second penalty for speed in the pit lane. Velocity is up the inside then, and Newman, RDW is out of the race then, and looks like I think he might have parked it there, unfortunately. And now then, let's look at this. Newman is trying to go on the outside there, and look at this, and it's a similar, it's echoes from 2011 and 12 between Alonso and Vettel then, but look at this, Newman is not giving it an inch, and it's a dead heat there, but I think Velocity has got him. He has got him going into the second chicane. Fantastic stuff indeed. Then say hop over the curbs then, and Velocity leads the Italian Grand Prix then, as Newman dropping down the order mode. But remember, Newman is on the hard tyres then, isn't he? He's going to go a very long way into this race then, as Gunnar's got past Stereogram as well as the moment. We're on board with Energetics down in 14th position, having a difficult time. Camera Racer is coming back out of the pits now. We lost 3 cars in this race then already, as now then we're coming out of the second Lesmo as well, and down under the old Monza bank as well, before rising back up into Ascari as well. In a Stereogram there, getting a bit of grass up there for Stereogram. And oh my goodness me there, and he is very slow there, isn't he, out the Ascari chicane, and Diaschi is now all over the back of Energetics as well. And of course Energetics, of course there is so we go, let's take a look at that. We come back to something maybe, because oh my gosh, and what is going on here? Oh goodness me, and then Roscoe and Curly Red have come to blows, and Roscoe is back on the circuit out of the Parabolica. We call the end of that, and oh gosh, so into the pits, Roscoe and Curly Red are both in the pits, and they was on a great qualifying, but this is an action-packed race, isn't it? Roscoe's got a 5-second penalty as well, if I'm not very much mistaken. Nose cone change as well for the Racing Point driver, and he's coming out in just a jiffy as well. And Camera Racer is quite far behind. Roscoe's on the soft tires as well, as the Renault cars are now getting themselves back to work. The Energetics is on the outs. Oh goodness me then, and I think that was a swerve from Stereogram, and goodness gracious me then, and gotta say, I'm not sure if there's a bit of war going on in the Alfa Romeo team. Remember, these are the constructors defending champions in bronze, but that is not good at all, is it, for the 2 Alfa Romeo drivers there? Well, I think Stereogram, I wonder if I'm not sure if he got spooked or something, but goodness me, that was very odd indeed, wasn't it? Remember, having a look on Brandon then, but Brandon locking up the inside front as well. Sean Hammers has done 9 laps on those tyres at the moment, hasn't he? So it looks like that Brandon is very much all over the back of Sean Hammers, isn't he? But Sean Hammers at the moment is the cork in the bottle, isn't he? It's Maz in Newman and Velocity are now starting to pull away as they go into the Parabolica once again. Oh my goodness me! Then this has been a very action-packed start. Oh, and Stereogram's back up the inside then, and look at this then. I've got to say, the Alfa Romeo boys are racing hard, and too hard I think at the moment, and it's I got to say, oh, this is not looking good at all. Fred Vasseur is going to be very unhappy with what's going on here, goodness me then. And now they're coming down the back straight. Stereogram there is really showing some getting his elbows out here, isn't he? And goodness me, and of course he is entitled to do a course there. He's on the soft tires there, Energetics is on the hard tire, but I'm not sure if the moving around in the braking zones are very good there. But Sarah Graham there, as now then he is through and up into 11th position. Sarah Graham dropping down to 12th position as well. As oh gosh, there and Sarah Graham there. Oh my goodness me there. And and he's in the wall as well. And coming back then here, we're on board with Mike as well. And so the Alpha male guys then, I'm wondering then if there's been a bit of bad blood between those. Goodness gracious me there. Gordo I think is supporting Nunda as well. Nunda is up in the 8th position. Monet's on the hard tyres. And oh my gosh, it's getting very tight there, isn't it? Mike is up in the 6th position there. And got to say, in the last couple of races, Mike has never had a dull race, has he? And he's now on the overtake button as well. And look at this, and he is gaining. Hammers is on 10 lap old medium tyres, and he is up the inside in the Parabolica. He passes Hammers. And now Mike then, he's on the tyres. He needs to make hay whilst the sun is shining on those soft compound tyres then. And in the foreground is Brandon as well. Also on a strong race. So Brandon's on a cracking race, isn't he, in 4th position? Very good stuff. Brandon, I think he's only finished one race, but when he has finished, he's been in the very high, points, hasn't he? Oh, Sean Hammers there, look up the inside there. Mike allowed enough racing room there. Good awareness there from Mike then as they come out of the first chicane as well. And now Sean Hammers then is he going to get the slipstream as well? We're on board then as well as Darren is saying, wow, crazy racer. It's fun though. It is fun, isn't it? I gotta say, I think Farfa might be giving to a couple of these drivers the evil stare. Might get a bit squirrely there coming out of the second chicane, isn't he? But he has kept 5th position now. He needs to now start to pull away, doesn't he? Because Sean Hammers is on 11 lap old medium tyres. Brandon is caught right up to the back of Maz. Brandon will be leading this race, I feel, at some point, and he's going to be on the hard tyres. He's on the longer strategy. Nunda there, of course, one of Gordo's prediction there for maybe a top 5 or a podium. And as he's now going to look at Rembodo is not letting him by just yet. There's Alpha Taria Bradfield in the background as well. And yeah, I do agree with Darren. It is fun racing, but goodness me, there's a lot of crazy moves going on out there at the moment, isn't there? Goodness, good gosh there. On board then as we're coming into the Parabolica as well. Formula Moments also saying that potential P3 for Nunda, and yeah, it's also action packed, isn't it, in bronze course? That's what you expect, don't you, on your Tuesday nights? Goodness me, it's total non-stop action, isn't it? It's Rembo having a look into turn 1, but nothing doing just yet. In the background though is Bradfield there, who is steamed past Nunda and moved up into 9th position, but Nunda is on the harder tire, and we've got Gunnar who's also involved as well. Oh goodness me, and Nunda is on the outside, and there's dance back past Bradfield. I don't want to 8th position, and Nunda looking very strong there. Baguna, of course, on the soft tires. He would like to get involved as well, wouldn't he? In a 10th position, of course, Nunda is on the harder tires, so he is not going to be pitting. I don't think he might not need to pit at the end. The same with Brandon as well. So there is a lot of interesting strategies. That safety car came after that huge incident there with Ayrton. It's really changed the face of this race, hasn't it? Really good stuff indeed then. Darren saying bronze the greatest show on earth, and wow, it really is, isn't it? I can't think you guys are loving it, and you goodness me, we got quite a lot of viewers out there, so I'm just having a look at this as we go into the Ascari chicane as well. But Rembo is now really on her back foot, isn't she? She comes through the Ascari chicane as well, and now then Nunda is all over the back of the diffuser of the Haas driver as we come down into the Parabolica. Gordo is saying he wants Gunnar to do well as well. Well, Gunnar's in the top 10. He needs to, he's got to stop again. I believe that into the pits comes up Mazan. So he's the first of the drivers who didn't pit to didn't put under the safety car is coming then, so we'll see where Maz goes from here then, and then what tires is he going to go on then. We're keeping an eye on that, and look at this, that's Rembo there. I think the straight just wasn't long enough, believe it or not. Maz is onto the hard tires, so that should get him comfortably to the end of the race as well. Brandon is now in clear air, and he's got a 3.1 second gap between himself. Oh my gosh, Rembo's had such a good drive there. She's on the outside, she passes Sean Hammers through Curva Grande, and I have to say that is a grande move as well, isn't it? Rembo having new 5th position. Sean Hammers dropping down to a 6th position as well. Nunda in a 7th position there with Bradfield still behind him as well. Gunnar is only 5/10 a second away as well. Remember DRS said, and it's a DRS train at the moment, isn't it? Fantastic stuff indeed there. Brilliant driving up and down the field. Lovely stuff indeed then. I think Gordo's saying that should have gone on to hards, and I think that's a comment there from for Gunnar, as unfortunately he's on the soft tires, isn't he? So I think, locking up the inside front there. Sean Hammer says Curly Red has got a 3-second penalty. He's just he came on the pits a couple of laps ago, actually, didn't he? In the race point 30 and 40 minute ball. Now Maz on the hard tires one. That should get him to the end of this race. Newman is now for 2.6 seconds behind Velocity at the moment. They come out the parabolic, and then Sean Hammer then is dropping down. Is he going to come into the pits this time around? No, he is staying out then. I think that Sean Hammers there is probably wants to go on to the soft tires. That might be the same for Velocity as well. And also, I do bet my bottom dollar that Newman will be on the soft tires. Down into turn one as well. Then I'm absolutely amazed of how late they break into turn one. It's fantastic, isn't it? And I'm surprised that there aren't more accidents down there. It's really good 7D then, and you can see then in the background now there's a couple of cars. And they're starting to really start to get intrigued there with this battle as well. Nunda is on the outside then of Hammer's head. Hammer's going to have the inside. He will have the inside, but Nunda's got the momentum. He's got the tires, and he is through them. But Hammer's there has got the momentum. Oh my gosh! Is that door? That door is going to close. No, it's not there. Hammer's has stuck his way through, and then Nunda is on the outside, and Bradfield there is trying to get through as well. It's an AlphaTauri double team here, isn't there? But Bradfield couldn't get through. And back on board with Nunda as well. And look at this, and he's right underneath the rear wing of the AlphaTauri then. He said go under the bank and then before rise up into the Scar chicane. Nunda passes Hammers and moves up into the 6th position, and Hammers jumped down to 7th position. His teammate is now behind him as well. Lap 15 out of 27. We're half distance here in the Italian Grand Prix, and I gotta say I feel like I've done a full distance race already. Goodness me. Absolutely incredible stuff indeed. Sean Hammers there is starting to struggle on Mike is on struggle on those soft tires, and he's coming into the pits there. Velocity, the race leader, the world champion then, championship leader, I should say, they're coming in the pits while he's on the soft tires then, and that should get him to the end of the race as well then. Velocity in the pits on the soft tires. Gunnar coming in the pits as well, and that was a set of medium tires for Gunnar this time around. Well done, Mike is on medium tires as well, so Velocity is the only man going for soft tires here. Interesting strategy call as well. He's got 11 laps to do so as well. He's out behind at 4, so that Mars in the 11th position as well. Mike coming out of the pits there with Gunnar, and there's a lot of track space there for both of those guys there, but Gunnar, is he going to be able to stay in front of Curly? I think he is, as unfortunately Curly and Rosca came the blows of the parabolica, didn't they? And that's really put both of them right near the back of the field, hasn't it? Red Bull in third position at the moment. Now just in Darren saying Red Bull for her first podium. Well, she's on course for the moment, isn't she? On those hard tires there. We've also got Doug Wilson saying, God, I'm not racing this one, but it's great to watch. Mercedes are doing well then, as and unfortunately they were the first 2 cars out of this race, weren't they? So that was a big shame as well. Steve had some issues. There's a Velocity as pass at Forza. He is up into 9th position, so he's back in the points. Next target is Diashi then. Diashi broke for the glass ceiling, didn't he, in Belgium last week there with his first point then. And once again there he is since then he has become a changed man, hasn't he? And he is in the 8th position at the moment, doing a cracking job in that Haas car. And there he is, but he has the championship leader, the man who has been almost invincible this season, hasn't he? He started off just banging in podiums, banging in good points finish, and now he is banging in the podiums and the race wins it. And now look at this, he has got the pace that he passes Diashi and moves up into 7th position. The next target is his championship rival Energetics, who's in 6th position as well. A big old lock up then. Maz is now in front of Sean Hammers there. Sean Hammers is coming out of the pits then. Brandon's got a 3-second penalty. Brandon is 3.1 seconds back at the moment. Hammers coming out of the pits as well. Gunnar is all over the back then. Look at this, Gunnar has got the momentum. He passes Curly, and Gunnar's up in the 13th position, or is he? Gunnar's gone wide then. And where is he? Gunnar there. I think he just kind of backed out of that one slightly, and maybe he just didn't feel like he could break deeper than that then. So that's a shame for Gunnar, but hopefully he can get back at him. And just on board then, can the mediums do 19 laps comfortably is the question now, and of course I think that's the question that we need answered for Rembo and Bradfield, who are on board with Bradfield now as well. So that is the question then for those medium tires, and I think Darren is saying they're going to be a bit dodgy though, and there's going to have to be a tiptoeing around this Italian Grand Prix circuit towards the end then, and towards the end of this race then. Newman is still out there at the moment. There's and Brandon is going to be leading this race, and he is on those hard tires, isn't he? And should those hard tires go get to you as well? I'm absolutely loving this race. This is fantastic, isn't it? It's all up in the air here in Italy. Who is going to win then the Italian Grand Prix? Well, we think Newman has definitely got to come in the pits, and that is a fact. Brandon doesn't need to come in the pits, nor does Rempo. The question is about the tyre life, isn't it? For Brandon, Rempo, Nunda, and Bradfield. Energetics then doesn't need to go in the pits either, I don't believe. So he is also in 6th position as well, but I feel that he's a bit out of the battle then, but then 4 seconds up the road then, so Velocity is not too far away then from the race leader as well then, but he needs to get by the traffic as quickly as possible. He is on a tyre advantage though, isn't he? So this is going to get very, very interesting indeed. Gordo saying it should be fine then, so Gordo feels that the medium tyres should get to the end then, and there is Bradfield there, and Nunda is just squeezing back as well, but I think Nunda will be very happy to be back in this race after a horrific turn 1 as well. Energetics is giving Velocity a squeeze as side by side going up into a sky, and Velocity, oh what a move there! Velocity on the outside of Energetics passes the man who is second in the World Championship. Great move. I know that Velocity is on fresher tyres, but that is still a great move as well. Oh, but look at this, that is Newman's in the pits and look at this, that is Velocity, Energetics is trying to go on the outside, but Velocity a great move on the outside of Ascari. Lovely jubbly indeed then, job done then for Velocity, and he's up into 5th position now. Newman is now on the soft tyres in the McLaren, and he is coming out of the pits as well. Where is he going to feed in this race? And he might be on around 10th position then, as Energetics has got back through, but he's locked up horribly into turn 1 then, and that has allowed Velocity to go back through, and in 5th position then. So Energetics there is was not given an inch there, was he? Diashi is in 8th position as well. Mars there just gone in front of Newman then, and Newman has come out just in front of his teammate then. So Newman in 10th position there on those soft tyres. Let's see where he can finish this race then. Going to get very interesting indeed, isn't it? Brandon is now in the lead of this race. He's on 12 lap mode. Hard tyres in the Ferrari. He's doing a fantastic job there for the Ferrari team as well. What a drive for Brandon. Can he keep it going? And this is good stuff indeed then. Rempo's faster than Nunda at the minute. Got to go for it. Just relax, Rempo. Race your own race there from Darren as well. And lovely stuff indeed. I'm loving your comments. Keep on coming in. And there's a lot of cheer going on there for Rempo in second at the moment in the Haas. We've got Brandon, who is leading the race. We've got Nunda, who had a horrific start to this race, is back up in the 3rd position. Fantastic stuff indeed there. Newman has got past Mars and moved up into 9th position. He's going to be coming through the field like a hot knife through butter as well then. And you can see Mike is also now coming up to the rear of Mars as well. Rempo is in the pits then, and I'm quite surprised by that then. So Rempo is coming into the pits then on those 13 lap old medium tyres then, but she is going to be quite quick towards the end of this race as well. And Bradfield is all over the back of Nunda, so she's taking tyres onto the soft tyres and back out now as well. And we got Mike has got past Mars as well. Rempo then is coming out of the pits then. She's got a bit of overtaking to do if she wants to get back into the points then. Sean Hammers there, look at this. Sean Hammers trying to get a sneaky slipstream, and he is past the Rempo then. He's got the momentum and past the Rempo, moves up into he's gone wide there, and Rempo's up the inside then. Has she got the momentum? She has got the momentum, and she's back past Sean Hammers as well. And we've got Gunnar in the background, who's really having a mighty old battle royale between himself and Curly for 13th and 14th position as well. Remember, back up into 11th position, and she's got a 3-second gap between herself and Mars then, so that's a good amount of time then to find her feet on those soft tyres and start to really put her toe down, isn't she then? So Diashi in a fantastic set position, well then, good stuff indeed. But there's a lot of drivers out there now who is on fresh soft tyres or medium tyres, and so Diashi has got his work cut out. But he's doing a good job, Diashi. So I think this is a fantastic performance there from Diashi. Really well done indeed. Can he stay in the points then with only 6-7 laps to go in this Italian Grand Prix? Now we have got. He's having a look on the inside into the Parabolica. Bradfield in the pits as well then. So the medium tyres then are all the medium tyre runners are now coming in the pits then, and this is allowing Velocity, who is up into 3rd position. The gap between himself and the race leader is 8 seconds there with 7 laps to go in this Italian Grand Prix. This could be a grandstand finish here as we're just watching Velocity going for Kerber Grande as well. Rempo back in the top 10. Bradfield is just coming out the pits there behind his teammate Sean Hammers as well then, and oh gosh, this is going to be really good indeed then. Darren is saying I'm saying nothing, lol. Just looking down at the comments as well. D Ashley, we're on board with D Ashley once again. I've already said it like a couple of minutes ago, but I've got to say it again. He's having an outstanding race. D Ashley is much stronger and even stronger than his Belgian race as well. And so good stuff indeed there from D Ashley. One driver that is really doing an impressive job, impressive day's work today, isn't he? Lovely stuff indeed there. We're going to just have a look at what Rempo is doing. She is currently just behind Maz there. We've also got Velocity, who's done 4 laps on those soft tires. Well, so those soft tires going to get to the end then as well. Then is he going to have enough to push then? And look at this then, now then Rempo is on the inside, cut up to Ascari. She passes she passes Maz, and away she goes, and she's up to 9th position. No, and the next target then is Mike in 8th position as well. And this could be on course for a best finish in Formula 1 ALR bronze to date then. She's got Mike Newman and Diashi in front of her to equal that fine effort indeed then. And Velocity still behind his teammate Nunda at the moment. I wonder if there's going to be any team orders in the Williams team then. Of course, Velocity is going for the championship, but Nunda is going for a strong performance in his own right as well. Remember that Nunda is in a very good position there in the championship. He is 5th at the moment, isn't he? And he got 2nd last time out, and he's on course again to equal that performance then. Of course, that is penalty dependent, of course, then. And I have no idea about the penalties, which is standard stuff really, isn't it now? But my goodness me, this is a cracking race. It really is, isn't it? Absolutely enjoyable one to watch. And Nunda there has now got the gap down to as a camera racer is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Is that going to be a safety car? Is this going to be it is a safety car, and oh my goodness me, and Brandon is going to be absolutely cursing his luck, isn't he? This is not what he wanted in the Ferrari. An absolutely heroic day of driving there for Brandon and for Nunda as well. What a shame there from the Ferrari driver. And I gotta say that this might have handed the race to a Velocity perhaps. Aaron Jones has got a 3-second penalty. What is Brandon going to do then? He is staying out then. He is staying out. He's good. Might be swamped though at the beginning of this saves the car into the pits. There comes at Nunda. He's got to make sure he slows down. He has done indeed then, as that was a double lockup. Velocity is now in the 2nd position as well. What's Energetics going to do? He's on the 17 lap road hard tires. He is going in the pit set, and Forza staying out, and Forza is staying out then, and so is Diash as well. Newman is staying out because he is just pitted then. There's some big decisions being made on the pit wall now, isn't there? And oh gosh, Velocity does have a 3-second penalty. I know that, so does Newman. Gotta be kidding me. A 5-lapper is coming up there as a Darren there. I gotta say, I don't think he can handle any more action here in Italy. I certainly can't. As another safety car. Nunes out on fresh, soft tyres now. Bradfield has just got a new set on his car. Energetic said has got some overtaking to do, hasn't he? Maz is in the pits there, coming out of the pits. So is Sean Hammers. Curly Red there coming in the pits. Well, this is going to allow Curly Red and Roscoe to get themselves back into this race as well. After them two came to blows there a number of laps ago as well. Roscoe in the pits, and Stereogram is also hasn't come in the pits yet, but he might be in the pits in the not too distant future. Darren saying, I've not seen many penalties, to be fair. I haven't either, but I must admit I've been so intrigued in this race. It's been fantastic. And look at Velocity. He's not steaming up to the back, is he, of Brandon here? So this is an interesting development from Velocity. He's looking after those tyres, isn't he, on the Williams there. He knows that I wonder if he feels that it's on the borderline perhaps, but he knows that he might have to just tread a bit carefully towards the end, but he does have fresher, softer tyres, doesn't he? And he is going to be quite quick, isn't he, on the safety car restart. Forza in third position as a Ferrari 1-3 in this race alone. Fantastic stuff. But Diashi up in the 4th position is the highest he's ever been in an ALR race. Fantastic stuff from Diashi. He is on a 15-lap road, 16-lap road hard tyres, so isn't he? And the Haas Newman is on them 3-lap road soft tyres at 6-lap top. As a Newman there, as a both McLarens there, just like an Austria, have touched each other, and that's a free. I think that was a penalty there for Newman as well. What shame there. Rembo on 3-lap road soft tyres. Nunda is on fresh soft tyres. Watch him fly. Bradfield in that 9th position there. 2-lap soft tyres. New tyres there for Energetics. Gunnar stayed out. He's in 11th position at the moment. Maz, new tyres. Sean Hammers, new tyres. Curly Red, new tyres. Sarah Graham is still on the medium 10-lap medium tyres at the moment. And Roscoe on the medium tyres as well. And I got to say, I'm not one. I don't even know what to predict in this one. But Darren is saying what I'm thinking as well. Perhaps Mike saying he didn't touch him now. So I'm wondering. Don't worry, Mike. They're throwing in the incident report there, and Farfar will just have a quick look at that then. But as Mike's saying, the game lies at. Darren is saying what I think a lot of us might be thinking in the old stream now, and that is Forza and AR there. Sitting ducks, I think now. Of course, that is Forza third, Diash in full position. I think that I have to say the same for Brandon in leading this race at the moment now, and I feel sorry for Brandon now. Of course, sometimes the luck just ain't with you, is it? So Brandon then, who had about a 6-second lead over Velocity at this race, and is really possibly falling into the lap of Velocity, maybe, but I think that Brandon now is going to be defending as hard as he can, isn't he? Stereogram and Roscoe are still quite near the, still about 2 corners away, and they're coming into the second Lesmo as well then. Cameron Cross saying Velocity is walking away with the championship. He is 69 points in front of Energetics in second position. Energetics is only on a point at the moment now. And of course, the man who's third in the championship is a Newman, who has got a penalty as well. Then after him and Mike came to blows there. But of course, Mike is saying he didn't touch him as well. But that will be investigated after the race there. But for now, then it's so nip and tug, isn't it? It's the safety car is coming. As Mike has left possession then, so that's not good at all then. So Mike has left possession, and the safety car is in something. And when are we going to go? And when are we going to go? That's a very late call from Bernd Mylander. And this might cause all kinds of shenanigans there. And I think it is. Where are we going to go? We're going now. And look at this. I think Brandon's absolutely ace to start in. And we're back racing here in Monza. Look at his forces going on the inside of the champion. Velocity is trying to defend. He can. His forces going to have a look on the inside. Diassi also defending against Newman as well. Rembo up into 6th position there. A 3-second penalty. And as Mike is dropping down the order as he has dropped out of the session. Hopefully he gets back in a minute. Mike needs an invite. Newman is up in the 4th position. Rembo is up in the 5th position. She's on the outside of her teammate as well. And now then she is now in 5th position. Diassi dropping down 6th position. Noonda is at 7th and Bradfield 8th. Energetics in 9th and Mars in 10th position as well. We've had someone go off the gravel there, but they're all still pointing in almost the same direction. And Mike needs an invite to get himself back in the session then as quickly as possible. But that is a big blow for Mike, isn't it? Because I feel that now his points gone then. And who is that? That's Nunda, who's having a look down on the inside as well. Velocity is also on a look. He's going for the lead of this Italian Grand Prix. Look, there's Newman in the background as well. I feel that Velocity feels he needs to get this one done as quickly as possible. And look at Newman in the background as well. Nunda has got past Diash as well in the Ascara chicane. As a Diash there, I think it might be a sitting duck, as Darren said in the comments as well. Diash is a sitting duck. He's dropping down the order. He's lost 2 positions on that back straight. The parabolic as well. Brandon then, is he going to fight this one? Of course he is leading this race, and Palladium now has been taken there, and Velocity leads this race there with just 2 laps to go. But Brandon is gaining Velocity. Is he going to send it? Oh no, he ain't going to send it. Not quite as they go down it. Oh, he's locked up. He's going. He's hitting Velocity, and he is through his back pass there. Oh, there's a bit of fisticuffs going on as well. In the background we got Newman, who's having a 3rd position for Forza 4th. Rembo in 5th position as well. Look at them. They're almost one. Oh my goodness me! Oh, Red Bull is in the wall. She's in the wall. It's a smash. Red Bull is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Forza Red Bull cut the blows, I think. And it's a yellow flag then. Velocity in 2nd, Newman in 3rd position, Brandon 4th, Nunda in 5th, and Energetics in 6th, Mars in 7th. Forza, damn it, he's got a lot of damage on that Ferrari as well. Oh goodness gracious me, he's dropping down the order. There's going to be a lot of fallout after this Italian Grand Prix, and Rembo is going to be absolutely devastated, isn't she? What a shame there. Back at the front then, Brandon there is showing he's no pushover, is he? He wants to go for this race win. Lovely shot of the trees, but we want to see this. Look, he's going on the outside of the Parabolica. They're side by side going into the Parabolica. Oh, he is on the outside. Velocity takes the lead of the Italian Grand Prix with 1 lap to go. 1 lap to go then, and I'm not sure about Brandon's penalty situation. I am not sure about Velocity's or Mike or Newman's penalty situation. Even look at this, he's gaining again. And of course, Brandon sent it last time. Then we missed it slightly, didn't we? Velocity starts to break as well. Oh gosh, Forza is out of this race, and what a shame now for Forza. Having a strong race, wasn't it? So Velocity leads on the final lap of this Italian Grand Prix. Brandon is second. Third position is a Newman. Fourth position is a Nunda. Fifth is Bradfield, Energetics, Maz, Curly, Sean Hammers, and Roscoe. Yeah, that's the top 10, I think, at the moment. And goodness gracious me, then. And I gotta say, then, it's been an action-packed race, hasn't it? Now we got yellow flags then as what is going on. Oh, Curly Red has gone off. He's out of the points. Diashi is back at the points up between Gunnar and Diashi for the final point then. And look at this then, is Velocity is now 1.5 seconds there. And Newman there is now very close to the back of Brandon. They're going into the Ascari chicane as well. Brandon would be first with Nunda second. That's the prediction there for Jake then. Oh, it's a Brandon there is weaving on the back straight. They're wheel to wheel. They're going down the back straight into the Parabolica. And Newman is going to be second. I think that he is. He swoops on the outside of Brandon. Velocity out of the final turn, and Velocity wins the Italian Grand Prix, or does he? Velocity wins, or does he? He does. No, wins the Italian Grand Prix by 0.2 of a second. It's a Williams 1-2 again. Velocity second, Brandon in third position, Hammers is in fourth, Bradfield, Newman, Energetics, Mars, Roscoe, and Gunnar is the top 10. Oh my goodness me. What an absolutely incredible race there. Bradfield, driver of the day. I'm absolutely lost for words. Absolutely lost for words there. Brandon saying, yes. Nunda saying, we took it there. I predicted it for top 3, Nunda. Yes, and there he is. Nunda's first race win. And who would have predicted that after the first lap? Velocity in second position. And once again, Williams out for another 1-2. The second 1-2 in a row. And I think that's the first time in ALR history that you've had 2 1-2s in a row in any division, and Williams are now really starting to stretch their legs, aren't they, in the constructors? Really good stuff indeed then. From the moments there, Team Nunda. Wow, incident packed, you have to say, but very entertaining. What a race there. Chances I was saying, get in there, Nunda. And there he is from pole position to checker flag there, Nunda. It's almost straightforward, isn't it? It's anything but, but Nunda won that race. What an incredible race there. 0.2 of a second in front of Velocity in second. Brandon in third position. What a shame for Brandon, but I gotta say, he's my driver today. Fantastic. Sean Hammers in fourth position. Bradfield is in fifth. Newman in sixth position. Energetic 7. Mars is 8th. Roscoe in 9th. And Gunnar getting a point in 10th position. Diashi just outside the points in 11th position, but another strong performance there from the Haas driver. Curly Red 12th. Stereogram is 13th. Mike Forza, Rembo, Camaro, RDW, Ayrton and Steve all retired from this epic Italian Grand Prix, and 231 comments there. Thank you guys. It's been epic. It really has. Right then, now let's get on to the interview, shall we? As I've been joined the gantry by the championship leader, which is Velocity. I'm hoping that Nunda also joins as well, but I think he is celebrating at the moment. So let's go to Velocity first then, shall we? Velocity, let's start off with qualify if we can. And all that long time ago, it seems like you had an issue in your first lap there and kind of messed up your qualifying, which is why you was in the mid pack there.
Yeah, no, I did. I was saying in my lap I wasn't going for quick, and then obviously when I'm not going for quick, I invalidate more. So I invalidated by the smallest margin, but invalidation's invalidation. Ended up in PE8, I think. And
around that area.
Yeah, no, and then obviously turn 1 happened. Newman got absolutely blessed by it, coming through everyone. Putting up a really good fight. Couldn't get it past him. He has a rocket ship of a car in a straight line, I'll tell you that. But yeah, no, it was a really good race. I didn't even know what strategy I was on until lap 2.
I'm going to have to watch the race back because I have no idea what any strategies was on there. Safety cars really threw a curveball there. Williams 1-2 though as well. I got to say, did when you crossed the line, did you have any idea where he was going to finish there with penalties and all that kinds of thing going on?
I had a feeling. I did have a feeling. I think if the safety car didn't happen, it wouldn't have happened. But I had a feeling someone behind was not going to have a penalty and get through. But I'm really glad it's my teammate. Honestly, he's done a top job this season. Really helped us bang out constructors' standings. It's been brilliant.
It really has. I've got to say, Nunda, since France, has literally been on the podium all but has been in the top 4 literally since France. Fantastic stuff. I've been talking about how amazing your season's been since Spain then, but your teammates also getting the job done as well. But talking about your championship aspirations, and again, today you have pulled out more points over your nearest championship rival, Energetics. We're going on. We've only got 7 rounds to go now. I've got to say, I'm starting to think of when is the earliest you can win it?
That's kind of what I'm thinking of it now, if I'm being really honest. I think, unless I'm completely retarded, I think the championship should be good as wrapped up. I don't know where he finished today, if I'm being honest. But yeah, no, I think it's all about wrapped up. I want the constructors as well. We're doing well in that. That's the one thing I'm focusing on now, just to make sure Nunda does bits like he has been, and we can smash it.
Absolutely fantastic stuff. Well done, Velocity. And I think unfortunately, I think Nunda's gone off in, well, fortunately for him, he's gone off and he's celebrating, hasn't he? Same with Brandon as well. I would love to have spoke to those two. Brilliant podium finishes say as well. Apologies for the slang there. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here then. We'll be back in a week's time then, as we're going to Singapore then, as it, of course, it was the first night race in Formula 1 history. I'm expecting some fireworks there and entry all days in gold, silver and bronze as well then. Emerson is not there next week for gold, then is going to really spice things up, isn't it? Silver, Gurman, and Gurman is just flying high, and the same with Velocity in bronze as well. Goodness me, when are those two going to wrap up the title? We'll find out. Join us in a couple of days' time for Singapore. Goodbye.